Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, in this Parliament, I represent the pastoralists. Almost 90 plus of us who come from the Arid, Semi-Arid Lands. There's a lot of money that the Ministry of Agriculture, in our name, that money appears to be used. But it is not really used in the ASAL. It is being used elsewhere. I wish the chairman for Budget and Appropriation Committee should be in the House to get it very clear from us as the members of the Pastoralist Parliamentary Group that if money is being borrowed from the World Bank, the IMF, in our name, it should cease to be borrowed to support ASAL, because that money is not doing what it is supposed to do. When somebody says Meru is arid and semi-arid, I know Laikipia. I know a bit of Laikipia. Some of these so-called arid areas, it is a new founded thing. It is fashionable to call yourself a pastoralist or you come from an ASAL area, just because you want to dip your hand into the pocket of what should help those marginalized and those far-flung areas that should be helped. Honorable Speaker, we have been around in this country for a while. We know even when you go to Nyanza, there are areas that are ASAL. But it is a deliberate effort by those who are cutting the cake. Let us cut it for our people. I think what Honorable Ado has asked is very clear. What Honorable Chairman has read there is quite unsatisfying. What we really want as ASAL is to sit with the Ministry of Agriculture, the PS and the Minister, and to tell us those projects you are saying, because none of those irrigation are in the ASAL. There are very few boreholes that are there. And I think it's quite unsatisfying. Yes, we cannot kill the messenger. The chairman is reading what the ministry has just written down. But the important thing is we need to cause a more deliberate meeting for the members of the Pastoralist Parliamentary Group to sit with the ministry and get a satisfying answer. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The Honorable Professor Jaldesa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to add my voice that the response given by the Departmental Committee on Agriculture is unsatisfactory. If you tell them to list for us those 18 irrigation schemes, the 28 boreholes, they are not there. At least they are not in the ASAL areas. So when you are given a report to come and you struggle to read it in Parliament, you need to have said, actually you need to have read and convinced yourself that what you are reading to the House is something reasonable. And unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, there are many people who don't live in ASAL areas, arid and semi-arid, but because they want to take advantage of the affirmative action which was there in the Constitution, everybody wants to claim that they are in ASAL. That's why you talk of Bomet being in the ASAL, Nyeri being in ASAL, Muranga being in ASAL. What ASAL is there in Nyeri? Have you seen actually an arid and semi-arid land in this country? Why should people who are living in good areas, climatic condition, want to claim that they are also in ASAL so that they can benefit the little that was meant to have been allocated to the people who have been marginalized from 1965 by sessional paper of 1965, sessional paper number 10. You want to continue to reap on the little benefit that we were supposed to get in the 2010 Constitution. So, Nyeri town cannot be ASAL, and I don't know why the tallest man wants to talk about these things. So, Mr. Speaker,
the Honorable Anthony Madenge, I hope you are not insisting that Nyeri town is an ASAL. What is out of order?
The Honorable Jaldesa.
Honorable Jaldesa, just take your seat so that we can. You are
Mr.
standing
Speaker.
under wheelchair, standing order provision.
Mr. Speaker, order number 95, standing order number 95. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Jaldesa cannot come in this House and pretend that the classification of ASAL is based on his definition. It is a well-documented policy in this country. Nyeri, Kieni constituency, which is 52% of the county, is ASAL. And in case he has not gone there, he passes there on his way to his constituency. I have offered to give him a tour.
The Honorable Anthony Madenge, that is a point of argument. You should ask for opportunity to tell us about how those regions could be affected. Can you be done?
Mr. Speaker, you know there is something called Equalization Fund, which was created by the 2010 Constitution to look after those who have been marginalized by the 1965 sessional paper. Now everybody wants to be marginalized. Everybody wants to feed on the school program because they think that...
What is happening between the MPs from Meru County and the MPs from the ASAL areas? Yeah, let us allow each one of us to make their contributions. You may have arguments, but let us allow each of us. That is how we sustain a good debate. Honorable Jaldesa, be done.
So, Mr. Speaker, there are areas which have been suffering from hardship from the time, and they have been categorized as hardship areas, and people working there have been given hardship allowance. Those are actually the ASAL areas. Now, even when everybody, even the ones from Kisi, because they get too much rain, they say they are in hardship. So let us be fair. The drought, the programs which were said, the programs which have been listed.
The Honorable Rindikiri. Order. Honorable Rindikiri. Honorable Rindikiri, you are running afoul of our standing orders. You can consult at a tone that allows us to debate. Be done, Honorable Jaldesa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
And don't be bowed or cowed. I was personally asking myself why Homa Bay Town constituency is getting 6 million equalization fund. Yes, so don't be worried. Make your points, because when you make them, members can resolve better for the good of the entire country.
So, Mr. Speaker, let us be sympathetic and considerate to the people who have been marginalized and suffered hardship of all forms since independence, so that the rest of us, if there are those 28 boreholes, we want to know exactly where those boreholes are. If there were fodder farms and whatever they are, we need to know exactly where those things are, so that people know that we have benefited. But when it's on the paper and people have a tendency of using this money
Honorable
on paper.
Honorable Jaldesa, you have 10 seconds.
Okay. So with those things, I think the report which was given by the committee is unsatisfactory, and I request through you, Mr. Chair, the Speaker, that these people will give us a better report on the question that were asked. Thank you.
So before